I want you to know that as governor, I will lead the charge for government efficiencies in all that we are tasked to do. Third, I reiterate my commitment to fiscal responsibility. Simply put, don't spend more than you earn and live within your means. This is good counsel for all of us as individuals and for government. Fourth, I believe in self-reliance. This pertains to both the individual and also the state. Unfortunately, as a nation, we seem to be drifting from a culture of self-reliance. Government entitlement can never substitute for individual responsibility or the inherent roles of family, neighborhood, and community. Given the current economic climate, it would be wise to remember the counsel of Henry Blood when he was sworn in as governor of Utah in 1933 at the height of the Great Depression. He stated, "The people should demand of government only what they can afford to pay for, and should willingly pay for what they demand." I would also like to affirm my support for the principle and importance of states' rights. We should never forget that we as a nation of the United States created the federal government, and it was not the other way around. In today's political environment, it seems to me it's all too easy to feel an increasing temptation to let Washington take care of us in a variety of ways. We know from experience that a government closest to the people is more responsive, it's more effective, and it costs the taxpayers less money. Let us commit today to build bottom up and not top down. Finally, and most importantly, maybe, I pledge to lead a government that is open, honest, that is accessible, and that is accountable. During the past 4 years, I've been fortunate to travel across our broad and diverse state, from Navajo Mountain to Newton, from Callio to Castle Valley, and all 29 counties and scores of communities in between. I have come to appreciate, in a personal way, the diversity that we have of our people, as I've met with you in your homes, in your churches, in your schools, in your businesses, and in your factories. Going forward, I pledge to maintain the same level of outreach that I did as Lieutenant Governor. I believe that state government, and most importantly your governor, should be accessible to the people. To this end, I fully intend as governor to continue to travel and meet with people throughout the state from all walks of life. We need to listen to one another. We need to evaluate the challenges. We need to unitedly find solutions, and we need to truly create unprecedented partnerships. I challenge each of you to see Utah as a community of state, where we do not look at one part of the state and say, well, that's their problem, but instead say, that's our problem, and then roll up our sleeves and see if we can't find some solutions working together. Recently, we just celebrated the 4th of July, America's birthday. And even more recently, we celebrated the 24th of July, the day the pioneers first came into this valley. It is interesting to observe the story of the founding of this great country and how it parallels the beginnings of our own state. Utah's pioneers, like the Pilgrims before them, traveled across a great expanse in an epic journey for greater freedom and opportunity. Our Pilgrim forefathers ultimately found that freedom here in this extraordinary land separated from the world by 2 great oceans. And our pioneer forefathers ultimately found it here in this valley, separated from the world by a vast plain and a great mountain range. Freedom's journey has never been an easy one. Those who came before us traversed 1,400 miles in bitter cold, sometimes burying loved ones along the way. They came to this desert in the wilderness to plow and to plant and to build roads and families and bridges and waterways, chiseling through miles of dirt and clay and rock just to bring relief to the dry, parched soil. And somehow, in spite of what must have seemed an impossible task, one that was fraught with great and difficult challenges, they succeeded. And as they said, they made this desert blossom as the rose. How did they do it? They worked together in unprecedented ways. Through the will of the people, Utah has always blossomed as a state. Our light shines when others grow dim. In January of 1896, just days after achieving statehood, Utah's first governor, Herbert Wells, made the following statement to conclude what would be Utah's first inaugural address. He stated, "In the great firmament of nations, the United States is the constellation most beautiful, most sublime. Through all ages and ages, may Utah be one of the brightest stars in that glorious constellation." And here today, in August of 2009, I pledge to you, as your 17th governor, that I will work tirelessly, I will sacrifice willingly, and together we will ensure that Utah's light shines like never before. And when the question comes, what is that bright star in the western sky? Let the answer have something to do with the people of this great state, reflecting the light from above that guides us in all that we do. May God continue to bless the United States of America and the great state of Utah. Thank you for this opportunity to serve.